Here with this week's technology report is Niambi McDonald. Niambi has information on a new way Temple is doing registration.
Thanks, Josh. You'll be sure to notice a difference when you start registering for next semester's classes. Temple University is adapting a new online form of course scheduling called Banner. Students will no longer register for classes through ALNet. The 26-year-old technology has been replaced by the newly implemented self-service Banner. ALNet could only service 1,000 students, while the newer self-service Banner triples that amount.
There's one common database. It's modern, it's using modern technologies, it's using an updated modern database. So that's sort of the underlying infrastructure. You don't care about that. You care about the interface, how you use it, and that's what you're going to see. And you're going to be able to see a lot of really neat things.
Well, you know, of course we want ease of use, and we want students to be able to find their courses, register for courses easier, find financial aid information, find all of their information in one place, one-stop shopping. And that's what the Banner system does provide for students.
Temple's Tech Center will be hosting a tutorial about the new self-service Banner on March 29th between 7 and 8 a.m. If you can't make it, then you can always ask the Tech Center staff for assistance. You know, over 1,300 colleges currently use the Banner system, so it looks like it's going to be a good change for Temple.
Too bad Jennifer and I are graduating, so we don't get a chance to learn the new system.
Trust me, I'm not going to miss ALNet battling to get on ALNet at midnight. Thanks, Niambi. This week's list brings us back to a simpler time.
Here's Anya Cleveland.
Friday nights might mean parties now, but a few years ago they meant sitting in front of the TV watching some of the best television shows from our childhood. This brings us to this week's list of the top 5 TGIF shows of the 1990s. Coming in at number 5 is Full House. Danny Tanner and the fam invited you into their house every week and also ended every episode with a life lesson. It also introduced us to the Olsen twins. Number 4 is Family Matters. Steve Urkel and his antics left everyone laughing and doing a few impressions. Step by Step is number 3. The family of 7 dysfunctional step-siblings played in our living room for 7 years. Coming in at number 2 is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Sabrina had the same problems as teenagers today, except that she could fix them with magic and her talking cat. Maybe it was so popular because we wish we all could be her. And coming in at number 1 is, of course, Boy Meets World. The Matthews family was everyone's favorite TGIF staple. We all loved growing up with Eric and Sean and wish we had a relationship like Corey and Topanga. Reruns of many of these favorite shows are still on TV, and I still watch them from time to time. This has been The List. I'm Aya Cleveland. Temple Update will be right back.
Coming up on Temple Update, in sports,
Fernandez. Frazier defends to advance, and he puts it down!
We'll recap Temple's run in the NCAA tournament. And Juan Fernandez is getting recognition for something other than basketball. When Temple Update continues.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Rudy Mezzi. I know that March Madness has turned into March Sadness for Owl fans, but it's not all bad. Let's get started with how guys fared in Tucson. This was a back-and-forth game with the Nittany Lions and the Owls. Right here, Tim Frazier passes to Taylor Battle. Battle 5 feet off the three-point line. Tie game. Now, 11.4 seconds ago, Juan Fernandez takes the ball and does this.
Frazier defends to advance, and he puts it down!
Owls go up to 0.4 seconds left. Tim Frazier from Penn State, take your best shot. No, denied by the scoreboard. Owls win their first tournament game in 10 years, go on to face the San Diego State Aztecs, and this one also came down to the wire. Owls down 2 with a minute left. Roy Allen, I have waited a long time to shake your hand with that hook shot. Owls tie the game at 54. Time taken away. Aztecs can't score. Overtime now. Juan Fernandez doing his thing. Gets the first 5 points for the Owls in overtime. But then there were missed layups, bad shots. There was a lane violation. And despite pushing the game to a second overtime, Owls lost this one 71-64. They're coming home. And as for the women's team, they had a similar result to the men. The women flew on down to Salt Lake City, Utah, to upset their first-round opponents, the Arizona State Sun Devils, 63-45. Their next game was against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Women lost that fight, 77-64, ending their season. Junior Shea Petty led the team in points with 21, but it was a tough way for Marley Bennett and Quita Wallace to end their careers as Owls. And last year, the baseball team finished 14-37. Well, surprise, it's only March and they already have 13 wins. The 13-5 Owls have won their last 10 games. Ryan Ferguson has 4 homers this year and is batting well over 400. Redshirt junior Steve Nicorak has been doing it all on the mound, at the plate, and in the field, winning A-10 and Big 5 Player of the Week. The Boys of Spring open up a 3-game set with Xavier in Cincy on March 25th. And normally, everyone's favorite player is shining on the court, but there are 3 Temple basketball players that dazzle from the bench. The end of the bench. I caught up with the Parliament in Tucson, Arizona. Every trio has 3 personalities, and this trio is no different. You have Dutch, the leader.
I think I bring, obviously, this experience. I'm about the oldest guy. I think I'm like 10 years older than Jimmy.
Jake, the cool one.
I'm there, too, yelling out pretty much whatever he yells out.
And Jimmy, the young one.
I'm the young one, the freshman. I try and learn as much as I can from Jake and Dutch here. Basically like my father and grandfather.
But they all come together to form what their fans know them as the Parliament. But where does the name come from?
The Parliament is a group of Owls, and we are Temple Owls, and we're the end of the bench hype squad, so I thought that would be our perfect name.
And sometimes when the games get intense, these boys can get a little out of hand.
It's him.
I punch him a lot. Like there's someone hit a 3, and I had both of them by the warm-ups. Like purposely, like I like Jake. Like purposely, I want to hit Jimmy right in the face sometimes. But I can't control myself. That's why Jake's actually in the middle between us, because there's sometimes I just want to shoot.
I'm a buffer. A buffer.
Like that hair, I just can't take it.
Very true.
I asked the Parliament to compare themselves to other famous trios, and this is what they came up with. How about MVP from Jersey Shore?
Oh man, can I be Paulie D? You'll be Paulie. I'm Vinny. He's obviously Jimmy's obviously the situation.
Let's see your situation.
Minus the app. No, what are you doing? Stop.
Are you guys familiar with Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
I'll be Snap.
I'll be Pop.
I'll be Crackle.
Snap. Oh. Saved by the Bell, there were 3 guys.
Oh, Screech, guaranteed.
You're Slater. I'd go with Zach Morris, because I'm like the ringleader, I would assume.
That might be my favorite trio of the ones.
I think that's mine too.
I think that's really good. And those 3 guys are just one more thing I'll miss about this season.
Thanks for that report, Rudy.
Thanks, Rudy. Temple senior football manager Michelle Daughtry passed away after succumbing to cancer Tuesday night. Daughtry was a 4-year manager for the Owls, working the sideline for Temple's first bowl game since 1979, when the Owls took on UCLA in the Eagle Bank Bowl 2 seasons ago. Michelle Daughtry, dead at the age of 21.
Here with this week's entertainment report is Megan McNerney. Megan, you have some information about a West Philly native helping out the community?
Yeah, it's one of everybody's favorite actors. Thanks, Jen. West Philadelphia is where he was born and raised, and he hasn't forgot where he spent most of his days. Movie star Will Smith is donating replacements for 30 computers that were stolen from a West Philadelphia high school. 2 students have been charged with stealing 60 computers from the school last month. Police were able to recover half of them, but the rest have been donated by Will. Temple's Tyler School of Art is holding its annual student show. The event showcases work produced by Temple students in art, art education, art history, and architecture. The exhibit is free, open to all, and runs through March 26th. The next exhibition, the Foundation Show, begins on March 30th. The Temple Performing Arts Center is hosting the Boyer College Showcase Concert on March 28th. Musical selections will be performed by Boyer College Music and Dance undergraduate and graduate students. The concert will take place in Lou Klein Hall, and tickets are available at the door. Now, many Temple girls may have Fernandez fever, but Juan has Bieber fever. Last year, Temple's star point guard recorded his own rendition of Bieber's famous song, Baby, with Update's own sports anchor, Rudy Mezzi. The video has now gone viral on YouTube with over 9,000 views to date. You can find Juan's video by searching Juan Fernandez on YouTube, and it happens to be the first result. Temple's Tomlinson Theater is known for putting on great performances, and their newest one is no exception. Update's John Mailer gives us a closer look at A Flea in Her Ear.
Yes, the dog. Madame Amenities to Stonewall.
There's a new play being acted out in Thomason Theater. Students have been rehearsing for 3 months preparing for the latest show being performed on campus. A Flea in Her Ear is a classic French farce by Georges Feydeau.
Farce is kind of a surreal comedy with lots of entrances and exits, and it's actually one of the most famous farces ever written, if not the most famous.
Harrison Lampert, who plays the role of Victor Chandabis, says the show will keep the audience wondering what will happen next.
There's a lot of mix-ups, confusion, pandemonium, and other stuff of that nature.
This early 20th century play features a jealous wife's elaborate attempt to stop her husband's suspected infidelity, which ends up turning into a show full of comic mayhem. With all the jokes, references, and innuendos this farce entails, the crew can't wait to entertain the audience.
It's just hysterical. There's no way, when I read the script, I laughed out loud, and that doesn't happen often. There's just no way that you can't laugh at the show. It's funny.
Looking forward to having some people laughing in the audience.
If you're feeling down, need a little laugh in your day to brighten yourself up, then A Flea in Her Ear is a show that you want to see. The show runs from March 25th to April 3rd, so don't miss out. Reporter for Temple Update, I'm John Mailer.
That sounds like a good time. I'm definitely going to check that one out.
Yeah, Thomason always puts on great performances.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megan. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Temple Update. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube by searching Temple Update.
Or you can watch us on TUTV Comcast Channel 50, Verizon Channel 45. For Josh Filomeno and the rest of the Temple Update team, I'm Jennifer Lee. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.